Abiola, I have started the recording.
Okay, are we ready to begin?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Okay. I would like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Angelia Bills, Chair, Justin Randall, Vice Chair, and Vincent Nutt, Member. The Department of Planning staff members are Debbie Netspit, Abby Freudel, and Abiola Adesana. Also on the call is John Burford from the County Counselor's Office. First, I'd like to offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, July 24, 2024. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of July 10, 2024.
I'll make a motion to second the minutes.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, it passes. This meeting is conducted as a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record and present technical advice to the board if needed. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To do so, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion is ended. No further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioners.
Okay. 66-24, Century Credit Union is a request for an exception to the front yard regulations for the purpose of replacing an existing sign at 1540 Leme Ferry Road, maintaining a front yard of 5 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the C2 Shopping District Regulations and Section 1003.168 sign regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. I did not check anyone in for this petition. Is there any representative for this petition this evening?
Okay. Well, hearing none, we can move that to the end.
The staff did provide a staff report on this one. I don't know if Vince or Angelia, if you had a chance to review that, but I would. We can move it to the end, or I feel comfortable based on the staff report.
Okay. We can take a moment to review it. Debbie, would you like to speak to it?
It is a minimal request. It's there is an existing sign there. So they're just replacing the top part because it is set back at 5 feet right now. So it would just be a remake of that sign.
Yeah, and I believe the staff recommended approval of that as well.
Okay.
I was able to review it as well. I'm in agreement. I'm moving to discuss it now.
Okay. Well, 66-24, I vote to approve the variance as advertised. The staff is in agreement with it, and the sign is kind of pre-existing. So I move to approve.
I second that.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes.
'67-24 Cornerstone South County is a request for an exception to the front yard and lot coverage regulation for the purpose of establishing a new concrete pavement and curb at 6900/6904 South Limbard Boulevard, maintaining the front yard of 10 feet in lieu of 15 feet and lot coverage of 27 feet in lieu of 15 feet, as required by the C3 Shopping District Regulations and Section 1003.165 Off-Street Parking and Loading Regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. I've requested that you meet yourself third. Please state your name to the record and proceed with your case.
Hello, board. Good afternoon. My name is Todd Riley, and I'm the civil engineer on this project. On behalf of my my client, Cornerstone South County LLC, we are requesting a variance for an additional 5 foot of pavement on kind of like we'll call it the northwest side of the property. There's the existing Five Guys Panera that they built. I believe it was a couple years ago, 2 years ago. Waste Management is having trouble right now getting to the dumpsters that are against the building, up against Five Guys right now. When we originally designed this, it's always been the understanding of actually of them having roll-off dumpsters. Apparently, from our understanding, for food services, Waste Management no longer does that because of the weight of the dumpsters. I guess they've had some liability issues with some of their trash haulers. So in this case, we have to actually have standard dumpsters within there. And so we went back and forth with Waste Management to see exactly what we could do with this. And our option was to try to request a variance of additional 5 foot. Currently, the code right now is pavement or drive lanes, parking spaces is 15 foot within the C3 zoning. We were requesting that it be 10 feet, so we want to grab an additional 5 feet to have these just for the section through this dumpster enclosure next to the Five Guys building. It's all one building, but Five Guys side of the building, to get them to be able to actually use that turning movement to come into the dumpsters freely without removing the dumpsters. So that's our request. I'm open to any questions that you guys, that the board might have.
Okay.
I do have a question. So just to clarify, I think I heard it correctly, but you said the area will only be set back where the dumpster enclosure is. So basically taking the existing structure and moving it back 5 feet.
Yeah, it's existing drive aisle right now. So the drive aisle kind of comes in, it meets county standard. I think it's 22 foot wide. What we're going to be doing is actually bumping that 22 foot wide drive aisle. The structure, the trash structure itself will remain in the same location. That's not going to change. It's just on the opposite side when we get closer to the I-55 and the Lindbergh turnoff there, that ramp, that off ramp there. We're requesting that the pavement be 5 foot further closer to that. Instead of actually having a 15 foot buffer there, we would actually have a 10 foot buffer. And it's only just that area through that dumpster enclosure, as you can see on the plan. If you go back to that, I believe it was sheet maybe 3 of this, it kind of shows that we have that additional next sheet back, right? I don't know if you can zoom into that at all like that, but I don't know if that can be zoomed in at all. I apologize like that. It's kind of tough to tell on this. But it's just that it's additional 5 feet of pavement that we're requesting is all we're requesting away from the dumpster. Does that answer your question, sir?
It does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it pretty much doesn't affect ongoing traffic.
No, it will not, exactly. And again, this is just for a dumpster, just for the truss, their movement basically is what it is. It's not gonna affect anything, as far as free flow through there. Again, I was always under the assumption that, majority of these commercial waste management vehicles, especially for this time, usually come in the mornings, but they say it's kind of hit or miss when they get around, but usually it's in the morning. But again, it won't really affect anything as far as, Panera does have their drive-through there like that, but again, they kind of work through that.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I do not see any hands at this time, so I've muted the petitioner so the court can take their vote.
All right, based on the limited encroachment and the need to address the trash issue for 67-24, I'll make a motion to approve the requested variance as advertised.
Second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes.
68-24, Amy Baker, is a request for an exception to the front yard regulations for the purpose of reconstructing a front porch at 775 Zes Avenue, maintaining a front yard of 0 feet in lieu of 20 feet, as required by the R5 Resident District Regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. I did not check anyone in for this petition, so is there anyone here? Okay, I can say something.
Mhm.
Okay, Bob, I've requested that you unmute yourself. Please state your name to the board and proceed with your case.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, we're not muted. Okay, thank you. This is Robert Sparks. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make repairs to an existing front porch and stairs, like new decking boards and treads for the stairs, and we're going to reuse the handrails. And we have some posts, and we're asking for, I believe it's a zero foot property maintained front yard of 0 feet in lieu of 20 feet. And that's basically what we're doing. We're basically repairing / replacing a existing front porch and steps.
Okay. So everything stays in the same spot. It's just updated materials.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And it seems like there are some other properties on this street where the stairs go down.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions?
I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I do not see any hands at this time, so I have put the petition on mute so the board can take their votes.
This is 68.
Yes, this is 68-24.
Thank you. In the case of 68-24, I make a motion to approve the variance stating the hardship of an existing condition and in alignment with adjacent homes in order for safety precautions.
I second it. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the
Okay.
motion passes.
69-24, Dan Chad, is a request for an exception to the side yard regulation for the purpose of constructing a room addition at 7 Merrimack Forest. maintaining a side yard of 3 feet in lieu of 20 feet as required by the NU non-urban district regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. I also did not check anybody for this petition. Is there anyone here for this petition? Okay. Tom, I've requested that you unmute yourself. Please state your name to the board and proceed with your case.
This is Chris Silber and Tom Silber with Midwest Concrete and Construction. We are requesting approval of a room addition. It was approved in 2018, but Diane at the time was not ready to proceed with the work. She's ready to proceed now, so we're just asking reapproval of the room addition going 12 feet parallel to the setback, but 12 feet back from the existing structure.
Okay, and does the house back to common ground?
I don't think it's common ground. It backs kind of up to the Merrimack River. We're not getting any closer to the back property line as far as the setback. We're staying the same width of the existing house. So we're not really getting any closer to the side setback. That's the one that we need the variance for. I guess the house was built with a variance, I'm not quite sure, but all those homes are built pretty close to the side lots. And so we're staying the same distance as the house. So we're not getting any closer. We're just wanting to make the house a little bit bigger for the customer and stay that same distance.
Okay.
It was approved in 18. The variance was, she just wasn't ready. She thought she was, and she wasn't quite ready, but she's ready now.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
I have no questions.
I don't have any questions either.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I do not see any hands at this time. So I'll move the petition as the board continue their work.
Hearing none. In the matter of 69-24, I vote to approve the variance as advertised. The hardship being just the need to expand space in the home. And also it was approved before in 2018.
Second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes.
70-24, Edward and Lori Keddy, is a request for an exception to the front yard regulation for the purpose of constructing a new single-family residence at 103 Stewart Lane, maintaining the front yard of 35 feet in lieu of 40 feet as required by the NU non-urban district regulations and the density development procedure of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance.
This request was withdrawn. The department decided that they did not need a variance based on the zoning ordinance and the setback regulations. So there's nobody here to represent, or nobody needs to represent.
Yeah.
It's withdrawn, yeah.
Very good.
Okay. Okay.
71-24, David Miller, is a request for an exception to the front yard and sign regulations for the purpose of replacing existing signage at 4453 Merrimack Bottom Road, maintaining a front yard of 5 feet in lieu of 25 feet for the business sign along I-55, a front yard of 10 feet in lieu of 25 feet for the business sign along Merrimack Bottom Road, a sign size of 101 square feet in lieu of 100 square feet for the sign along the I-55 frontage, a sign height of 45 feet in lieu of 30 feet for the sign along the I-55 frontage, as required by the C4 shopping district regulations, section 1003.168 sign regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. I've requested that you unmute yourself, Sharon. Please state your name to the record and proceed with your case.
And my name's Sharon Forey. I'm with Jones Sign Company, representative for David Miller and the Zips Car Wash, application 71-24.
Okay.
Currently, the car wash located at the corner of Interstate 55 and Merrimack Bottom Road has two pylon signs. One closest to Interstate 55, the other one along Merrimack Road. These signs had variances approved, one in 2018, that was variance 134-18. That's the one shown in the image right now on the screen. The one along Merrimack Road, that variance was approved in 2019, and that variance number was 78-19. Our new owner of the car wash, David Miller's company, is coming in to do some retro upgrades to the structure itself of painting the car wash building and to bring the signs up to date, giving them fresh coats of paint, replacing one cabinet on the sign closest to Interstate 55. We're not changing the signs as far as size. We're keeping them exactly as what's there, but we need to get new approved variances so we can then proceed to apply for the proper building and sign permits to continue with the work.
Okay. Are there any questions?
No, I believe there was also a staff report provided that
Mhm.
recommended approval of these, so.
I did not remember with them.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I do not see any hands at this time, so the petitioners are made so the board can take their votes.
Okay. Is that Justin?
This is 71-24.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in the matter of 71-24, based on the recommendation of the St. Louis County staff, I recommend a motion to approve the variance as advertised.
Second that motion.
Okay. All of those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. Motion passes.
That's all we have today.
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
I'll
Well,
make a
I know.
motion. Oh, sorry. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Awesome.
guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
That's
Yes.
right.
Right.
Mhm.